Today's subject is about hitting our forehand beyond the baseline. Have you ever had one of those days, you know, you like to hit the ball hard, but your shots are landing a foot, 2 feet, 3 feet long? What's the problem when you're hitting long like that? Well, it's one of two things. Your racket face could be laid back slightly when you're hitting the ball. Anytime the racket's laid back, there's a good chance you're going to hit it long. The next thing is that it might be you're not imparting enough topspin. So, everyone knows that to hit a topspin ball, you need a low to high swing. But if you're hitting long, you have to increase, and you're hitting the ball very hard, you may have to increase the topspin. So, instead of, let's say this is the angle that you normally swing at. Okay, this is the low point of your backswing and this is your finish. Okay, so let's say it looks something like this. There's your low point, here's your hit, and you drive through, there's your finish. That's a low to high swing. But if you want to impart more topspin, you've got to get the racket lower and come up more, increase the angle to get more spin. Now, I've got a little thing you want to remember too about if the racket is open. Many times players make the mistake on the backswing. Their rackets open up. So you have to be meticulous with your backswing. If you can get from the ready position, okay, now somebody hits me a forehand. I turn, okay, now I'm coming down, and I'm at the low point of my backswing. If I can get from the ready position to the low point of the backswing without opening up the racket face, now all you have to do is swing from the shoulder and keep that forearm and wrist nice and steady, and you're going to be perfectly vertical at contact. So you have to really focus on the backswing. I'll show you a little drill you can do just to check yourself. Just face the fence in your ready position. And by the way, when you're in your ready position and you're holding your forehand grip, it should look like this, okay? The racket face would be closed. I have my forehand grip right now. So as I bring the racket back, you can see the racket is still closed. So from the ready position, I bring the racket back and I make sure the racket stays closed. Now, from here, I want you to be about a foot away from the fence, 1 foot, because you're going to step in when you hit the ball. So now from here, you've got to drop below the ball, but the racket's still closed. Now just swing up, and you're going to be vertical here every single time you swing. So that's the key. Practice this little drill. Turn, bring your racket back, get your lead foot about a foot away from the fence, drop the racket down and bring your arm up, and you'll see you're nice and vertical there every time. And you're not going to be sending the ball long, provided you have a nice, steady forearm and wrist. That's also key. So let me demo that for you.
Okay, let's look at some key points in slow motion. Notice the racket face is closed right there in the ready position. And now as I bring it back, that racket has to stay closed. You'll see there, as I've started that take back, the racket is still closed. Now my job is to get to the low point of the backswing with the racket still in the closed face position. And we'll see I'm getting to the low point right there. The racket is still closed. Now I'm guaranteed vertical when I hit the ball. As long as I don't play around with my forearm and wrist. Okay, the ball is gone. The forearm and wrist are still in the same position. Now watch as the tape rolls. The wrist rolls over right there. Okay, so that happens after the ball is gone. Okay, again in slow motion, let's notice some key points. Racket face is closed, closed. Low point of the backswing, racket face is closed. I'm guaranteed vertical now at contact as long as I don't play around with the wrist and the forearm, and you see the wrist and forearm are in the same position. Now the ball is gone, and the wrist and forearm are still in the same position. There, the wrist rolled over on the finish. Again, another one in slow motion. Just watch the take back. The racket face stays closed. And I cannot emphasize enough that the wrist breaks after contact. That's key.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that video. Please subscribe to the channel and give us a thumbs up. And to go directly to my website, please check the description box below. I have a forehand course there and many other courses that will definitely help you improve your tennis performance. So all the best, guys. Happy forehands. Take care.